So today I want to talk about one ACT studying strategy that most students are not doing, but that if you do, you can definitely get a lot of improvement, especially if you're cramming right before an ACT exam. And what is the strategy, you might ask? It is group studying. Now I know this sounds kind of cheesy and you'd think, how are we going to group study for the ACT exam? The answer is you go through practice exams together. Now there's a lot of benefits to this, and I want to talk about those benefits as well as give you an action plan of how you can use this group studying strategy and put it into action, whether it's today, tomorrow, or right before the ACT exam that you will be taking. So what are the benefits of group studying for the ACT exam? The first thing is that when you sit down with your friends or a group of people to study for the ACT, or you go through a practice exam together, you can learn about the skills that are tested on the exam together, and you can learn about those skills from other people as opposed to you just sitting down and trying to understand the skill just from looking at a correct answer explanation. So let's say you just took an ACT practice exam and there's a problem that you got wrong. You don't know what the skill is, how it works, or anything about the problem, and you find it immensely challenging. You're kind of stuck in that position because it's hard to identify the skill weakness because you don't know what skill is being tested or how it works. But if you have a friend with you or a number of friends or peers or classmates that you can talk about the problem with and learn from them, and likely one of those people has gotten that problem right, you can understand, oh, this is how this skill works, this is how the problem works, and next time I see a question type like this on another ACT exam, then I can answer it correctly using this knowledge that this person has relayed to me. So that's the first thing. The second benefit of group studying is that you can also learn about strategies to use on the ACT exam from your peers. Now, a lot of problems that you get wrong, especially on the reading or science sections, they won't really be very skill heavy. So the first benefit doesn't really help you that much. The second thing about strategies is much more helpful because you need strategies on the ACT reading and science section. You need a sound skimming strategy to get through these passages. You need to be able to attack these questions effectively, and that's all how you strategize and approach the exam as opposed to the reading skills that you're being tested on the reading and science sections. So learning strategies from other people is really helpful for the reading and science sections. A lot of the tips and tricks that I use on the ACT exam came from other people. They came from friends that I had been studying with. They came from other people that had just randomly told me things about the ACT exam. You never know where you might find these from, and a lot of the times the most helpful tips you'll get, other than from our videos obviously, will be from other people. So those are the two benefits for group studying. You learn skills from other people, which is really helpful for English and math sections, and you also learn about strategies that you should be using, and that's helpful for all sections in general. Both benefits work for all sections, but especially for the ones that I mentioned before. Now let's get into what you need to do to have an effective group study session. First, find a group of people. It doesn't matter who it is, as long as you guys are enthusiastic about improving your ACT scores, go for it. Ideally, go with your friends because you'll be more open and you can have an open discussion about the ACT exam, your scores, whatever, and go from there. Second thing is you need to take a practice exam. All of you take the same practice exam, ideally something you have not taken before. None of you have taken before, but if you have taken literally every practice exam that is out there in the universe, then just do your best. But try to take a practice exam that none of you have taken before and do it to the best of your ability. Simulate the test environment, don't have any distractions, and then do not look at it at all. Don't look at the answers until you have your group study session. Now, what does the actual group study session look like? You have your exam in front of you, you have your correct answers in front of you, and you just go through problem by problem, ideally for the whole exam, or at least for one or two sections that you guys find the most weaknesses in, and you just discuss each problem. You need to do three things when you are going through each problem. If there's anyone that got that problem wrong, understand what the problem is and what skill it's testing. Understand why the person got that problem wrong and what they did wrong in their approach. Then formulate and help that person understand an approach to getting that question typed correctly every time they see it on the ACT exam. Now don't just tell them, oh, you answered this question correctly by adding this extra number or by looking at this part of the passage and doing this and that. Don't just tell them how to answer that question correctly, but how to answer that question type correctly every time they see something like that on the ACT exam. Because if you just tell them, oh, you made a calculation error, so just don't make any more calculation errors, that doesn't really help. Look at the skill that's being tested. Is it a comprehension skill? Is it a trigonometry skill? Is it about sine ratios, or is it about Pythagorean theorem? Is it about analyzing a certain element in a science passage like a variable? Think about timing. Think about how well you skim. Think about how well you look for variables, relationships, emotions. Communicate to that person that they need to do those things better, as opposed to just telling them, oh yeah, get a better understanding of the passage next time, because that's not constructive feedback and that doesn't really help. So I know it can seem a bit challenging to have an effective group study session It is a bit in depth and it will take a bit of work. And if you do those things, then you will have a very, very effective group study session. It's really not that hard. You're just sitting down and talking about problems. But do these things that I talked about, understand each problem, understand the skill behind it, why anyone might have got it wrong, and help them get it right next time they see a problem like that on an ACT exam, because you will definitely see those kinds of problems again. ACT problem types repeat from exam to exam. So it is important that you understand them and you also learn about strategies from one another, like I said. And if you do those things, then you will be set to having a good group study session. Again, I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this because it's something that I have found a lot of help out of. Just talking to other people about the ACT exam, sitting down with a practice exam is something that will really help you understand that exam as well as the skills that are being tested. And that can help you get a ton of improvement on the ACT test. Now, that's about it for today's video. If you guys have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the comments below or head to our website and we can have a chat for free at any time you want. Literally, you can click the link below, create an account, and just start talking to me, and I will chat with you in our online chat box, and we can talk about anything you want. So, let us know if you have any questions, and we'll leave you with that, and good luck on the ACT exam, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.